Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I am coming to you today with a review for R&B Divas LA Season 2 Episode 9. This is going to be a special review where it'll be interactive with my Roxstars and you guys can tell me what happened because I watched the damn show, y'all, but I kept falling asleep. Not because it was boring or whatever. I was tired. Like, I was watching it, but I was dozing off. I was missing parts of the story. I didn't know why somebody was mad at the next one. And yeah, so this one's gonna be a little disconnected today, okay? But we gonna get through it, okay? So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so let me my notes here, y'all. We just gonna go through the notes, okay? First off, it opens with them rehearsing. They're rehearsing for this Puerto Rico trip that is impending. All the girls are there with the exception of Shante Moore. Miss Chalet is there, but Miss Chalet has to leave, so I don't even know why she came. I mean, why you show up and then you gotta leave 2 minutes later? Anyway, you guys, the girls are all there, minus the two, and they have this choreographer who is trying to show them, you know, these moves that they're gonna do with the song now. They're singers, they're not dancers, okay? I don't think any of them are known for, you know, being real actively dancified. That's not a word on the stage. So the choreographer is like about his business. This is what it's gonna be. You know, he's trying to tell them what to do, and you know, it ain't quite going in. I don't understand why they can't just stand there and sing the song and just kind of, you know, whenever their part comes up, y'all just walk up to the front and do whatever you got to do. But I guess they trying to, you know, put a little pizzazz on it. Fine. Mo, who can be, you know, a little bit not discouraging, what's the word, she can be a little bit of a Debbie Downer, not the same way that Leela can be, but in a different kind of way. Mo is the pessimist. That's the word I was looking for. Mo is concerned. She don't know if her brain is going to be able to, you know, get these words for this song out and do the dance moves, okay? On top of that, you got people missing from the thing, which is always bad, okay? Because when you got an ensemble, everybody needs to fucking be there. Out on the next scene that Shante Moore is having issues with her custody battle. She's divorcing Kenny Lattimore, and we heard all about that last season, and we got a little bit about the fact that he was trying to get full custody of their son. They didn't really go into it too much last season, but I guess this season they're now in the middle of the court cases, and you know, I guess he wants full custody and a bunch of other things. So Shante Moore is distracted with that. She's talking to her manager. You know, the manager is just, you know, she's just like, the divorce went through, that's all done. We still trying to get we're still trying to get this custody thing going. And look, I understand that, but to me, it feels like when you got something that's that big, that, you know, we all understand, you know, the fate of where your child is going to be is definitely something that deserves your attention, but you should have said that to the girls from the beginning, okay? Because you going through something this stressful and everybody's counting on you to show up for shit that they got to do, like the rehearsal that I was just talking about. So, I mean, you know, I feel for Shante. I understand what she's going through, but at the same time, it's just like, you still have to remain professional and at least communicate with who you're going to be working with, okay? So that's how I feel about that. The show is basically about this Punta Cana. I keep on wanting to say Punta Cana. This Puerto Rico trip. Leela and Chrisette, they go out and they're talking about, you know, the trip that's coming up. Chrisette is nervous because she starts a song out, which is surprising considering, you know, she is a big artist. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all, that was a little burp. She is a known artist, and I'm sure she travels quite a bit and everything, but I guess the fact that she's, you know, out of her element because she's singing with these girls, and she, you know, she's not used to singing with a group of people, and, you know, then the whole fact that it's going to be in Puerto Rico, and, you know, maybe not familiar with the audience, and maybe they might not be familiar with R&B, or, you know, not familiar, but, you know, that's not, maybe that might not be what they might be most interested in, and all of that. So Chrisette lets her know, like, I'm nervous, and Leela was like, girl, you guys be worrying about too much stuff, the wrong stuff, okay? You're gonna be just fine. I was like, yeah, you're gonna be just fine, Chrisette. This is when we also find out that Chrisette has talked to Shante Moore, and Chrisette is just a little bothered by the fact that Shante is going through this custody battle, and she's never said it to anybody. or never made, you know, her feelings and her emotions known to everyone. And Chrisetta's just feeling like, damn, you know, we supposed to be kind of in this sisterhood or whatever. I mean, she hasn't even mentioned anything to me. So Chrisette is kind of, I think she's feeling some kind of way about it from that point. And they're also concerned that Shante Moore might not even make the trip, okay, because of, you know, her court cases. The girls get to Puerto Rico, and it's everybody minus Shante Moore. Once they get checked in, and you know, they meet down at the beach, at the couches, you know, they're just sitting around talking how beautiful everything is, and then the subject of Shante Moore comes up, and you know, Chrisette is like, you know, she's in the middle of this custody battle, and the girls are all like, oh wow, you know, maybe that's why she's been tripping. She's been a little bit funky, she's been a little bit distant. You know, she goes through this whole thing about her not needing no friends, and, you know, this is all business and this, that, and the other. And so now they're kind of seeing maybe this is why. You know, Michelle A did bring up a really good point. She was just like, yeah, you know, but we all going through things, okay, which is the truth. Some things might not be as bad as others. But when you going through it, it's your shit, okay? So it's important to you. But Michelle A was just like, yeah, but even when I'm going through shit, I don't take it out on you guys. It's my shit. I don't be, you know, going off on you guys and saying I don't need no friends and things like that. So that was a really good point. And it was true. Y'all, side note, I just, you know, let's talk about Mo's hair. Now, I've been leaving Mo's hair alone because, you know, it's just a done deal. He didn't have to settle on this head, okay, and the blonde. Okay, this little goddess thing that she been having going on with this one braid going around it, and, you know, long and cascading, whatever. But I'm gonna be goddamned if I got to sit there and look at them long ass tendrils that just hang down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the bitch had the nerve to put one of them, a few of them was orange. I was like, what the fuck is that? She looked like she had some straps hanging from her head. I was like, girl, let me tell you, you look a mess. It reminded me of back in the day when I used to get my hair done. Actually, this girl named Angie used to do, I told you guys, she did me and Michelle A's hair. Anyway, back during that time, T-Boz's hairdo was real popular, which is similar to how I have it now, except you guys know that T-Boz at the time, the asymmetrical, you know, down on this side, it was much more drastic. So it would look more like it was, I mean, it was like really, really drastic. And she would always have these really long sideburns, like on the sides there. And Angie hated it. I always wanted my shit to be like that, and Angie just refused to give me the long sides that I, you know, that I required. So what the fuck I would do is I'd go home and, honey, I'd go glue me some bitches in. I cut me 2 strips, okay? And I glue one right here, and I glue one right here, and that shit be so long, okay? The old pork chops, and you motherfucker, you know, trying to sing in the choir at church on Sunday, and, you know, your hair flying in your mouth, you chewing on it. It reminded me of that. It was just like, girl, what, she just done tucked a couple of strands, you know, so tucked a little piece here, piece here. So they're concerned that Shante Moore is not going to make it to Puerto Rico. And on top of that, everybody is feeling a little bit out of sorts because, you know, the song is not what they're used to singing. It's this Latin song. You know, everybody's just like, this shit gotta be right. Okay, nobody trying to get up on this stage and be looking a hot ass mess. So people walking to lunch. Oh, that's the guy that retired. What was his name? I hope he don't see me, because then he gonna want to talk. So this is when shit got a little dicey for your girl, okay? So y'all just hang in there with me. Claudette meets with her mom, okay? Her mom is a very beautiful woman, and you could tell she's graceful, and you could tell she's strong, and, you know, she's you know, she looks like she just from looking at her seemed like she was like the matriarch, you know, the one that kind of holds it all together for everybody. So she meets with her mom, and she's telling her mom how, you know, she's just not really sure with too much of anything right now, the direction of her career. You know, the mom was just like, listen, you know, we moms now, you have kids, you need to have a plan B. Okay, we can't put all our eggs in this basket no more. Okay, you have 3 kids, so you need to kind of know what else you want to do. Claudette's whole thing was just like, man, I ain't never thought about a plan B. If this don't work, I don't know what's gonna happen. So, you know, mama was just like, yeah, well, you need to get that together. She also was telling the mom how it's hard for her to get, you know, control of these girls. You know, they're all grown, first of all, and everybody has their own strong personalities. And the mom was just like, listen, girl, this is Puerto Rico. Now you home. This our house. You better take the lead here. Don't let them girls run over you. This is what you know. You brought them here. You were on solid and familiar ground, so get it together. Okay, so I like that conversation that she had with her mom, because she kind of reminded me of my mom. My mom was not the sugarcoat type, even though she was very understanding. You know, my mom kind of saw it one way, and it was like, get it to fucking together. So you could only appreciate the mama for that. I fell asleep a little bit on the zip lining. I saw that they got Leela's ass down there to the zip line, and I think it was Leela, Claudette, and Michelle, and I could tell that Leela was scared. I'm afraid of heights, so I think that Leela was afraid, right? But they was able to get her to do it. Is that what happened? Yeah, I'm telling you, I was. That bitch was knocked out. Shit. I guess the girls is all trying to enjoy their vacation, you know, slash Puerto Rico work trip. I think Leela and Claudette go out for drinks, and you know, they're just talking about how Shantae's not there, and surprise, surprise, Shante shows up, and you know, Shante sits down and she's all in her whole dramatics. She wants to explain, you know, the feelings and all the shit that she went through with this custody case. You know, Leela's just like, cut to the chase, okay? What the fuck happened? Did you win? Are we good? You know, Shante wants to get into all that Kenny put her through, and you know, all of the emotions, and you know, what the court said and what happened this day. And Lila's like, oh, fuck that. You know how it is when you drunk, honey. The drunk mouth speaks a sober. What is it? A drunk mouth speaks a sober mind. Okay, so after Leela kept cutting her off and Shante was getting, you know, annoyed with that, she finally did say, yes, she won. She has full custody of the kid. Kenny didn't get anything that he wanted, and, you know, it was done. So Leela was like, that's all I cared about. Now that Shante is there, they got rehearsal. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand when a motherfucker ain't been at nothing and then they want to come and change shit up, okay? We got this last season with Kelly Price. This season, Shante Moore comes, and they're trying to do the rehearsal for their performance, and Shante wants to change shit. You can't change nothing if you ain't been here. That's exactly what I would have said. You sit your ass over in this line and do these 1, 2, 3s. We ain't doing no fucking kick step and, you know, whatever it was she wanted to do. We ain't doing all that. If you wanted to do that, you should have brought your ass to talk to the choreographer the other day, okay? It's enough for me to try to remember these words. You want to come in here and start changing up choreography? Hell the fuck no. I appreciate you. I know what you're trying to do. Even if shit is gonna make it better right now, that I'm not concerned with better. I'm concerned with getting through the fucking performance, okay? They kind of bumping heads on that. Shante is kind of flippant with Chrisette. I'm not really sure. I feel like we missed something. I feel like there has been some cut in the editing or something that has happened, because all of a sudden Chrisette and Shante are bumping heads when they haven't ever done so up until now. So I was just like, see, this is the kind of shit that throws me off on these reality shows, and R&B Divas is good for this. Yeah, it's just like, now why are you guys feeling like this? I need a little bit more of this backstory. Mo can't remember her words, and so she's real upset about that. So, you know, you just get the feeling that this damn, you know, performance is gonna be a fucking mess. Okay, now, oh, did I tell you guys that they was gonna be going to Claudette's family's house for dinner one night? Well, you guys, they all get to the dinner. This is another part of the show when I fell asleep. All I know is everybody seemed to be having a pretty good time. Everybody was sitting around talking, and Claudette's mom asked the girls to sing. I mean, they've been drinking. Maybe it wasn't the most appropriate song, because I think the words was something about, you know, thank you for inviting us over to your house to eat all your food and drink all your drink. But, you know, they were playing, and, you know, they were singing the song, and they was trying to make fun and make light of the issue. And, I mean, it wasn't no issue, okay? They were just singing and just trying to have a good time. And I guess it made Shante more uncomfortable, because maybe she felt like, you know, these people are You know, they're being good to us. They're feeding us. You could tell the mom definitely had some class about her. And, you know, so maybe Shante just felt uncomfortable with, you know, what they were saying. I kind of understood. I mean, you know, when you feel those kind of things, sometimes it's just, you just got to get in gear and just kind of loosen up a little and hang out with the people, you know. But I have been in situations when, you know, my friends have just been all the way the fuck out of pocket. And you know, to the point where it's almost embarrassing. You just kind of have to grin and bear it. So I've been in that situation and I understood. But then I fell asleep and you know, I don't know what happened. I think Shante Moore started singing to the mama or something, and maybe the girls was, I don't know, because when I finally woke up, Claudette was looking upset and saying like she couldn't believe it was happening or something, and I was just like, ah, oh, fuck, what happened? So I don't know if Claudette was mad at the girls for singing a song that they sang, or if she was mad at Shante Moore for not, you know, loosening up and hanging with the girls, or I don't know what happened. All I know is Claudette decided to sing, and y'all had Claudette pegged a little wrong there, y'all. I was trying to say she had the sound of Emile LaRue, and, you know, side note, I didn't even know Emile LaRue had any other albums, because I'll tell you, that first one I just was so over it. But I did listen to this last one that she had. I think it's called Ice Cream Every Day, and it's very nice. I was like, where the fuck I been? I'm telling you, I'm going to get off these bullshit ass radio stations out here in Atlanta, because I'm telling you, it has dumbed me down so much that I don't even realize there's other music out there no damn more. Anyway, yeah, I had Claudette pegged wrong, because Claudette's voice is quite a bit stronger and different than Emile LaRue's. She sang, what did she sing? A gospel song, y'all. What was it? It wasn't Amazing Grace. What the fuck was the song? Did I write it down? Let me see. Did I put it down? I don't know what it was, but it was, you know, her voice is, she has a beautiful voice, and it is much stronger than I thought it was. So then after that, you guys, again, it was dicey. I know that Claudette and not Claudette, Chrisette and Leela and Lil Mo, they all go rum tasting. These are the three spitfires of the group. I never would have thought that I would put Chrisette in that category, but for sure Chrisette has an opinion, and she is going to give it. Okay, especially when we've had something to drink. So they are sitting there and they drinking and they talking, and honey, Chrisette is just letting it be known that she is annoyed about the fact that Shante Moore was talking crazy to her, that she was trying to change the shit, okay, that she's got this funky little air about herself. And basically she was like, damn it, I'm gonna tell her. If I have to tell her something about herself, it ain't gonna be pretty. Okay, them ain't the words. But that was the gist of the conversation. So again, this turn in event between Chrisette and Shante Moore doesn't make sense to me. Again, it might be because I fell asleep and missed some integral parts, but to me, it didn't seem like it was a reason for her to be this upset. So again, I feel like it's something else there, but I don't know, y'all. So that's it. I'm sorry. Was it an okay review for y'all? Alright, you guys, that's it. Time to get on back to work. You guys remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Y'all loves when my girl puts me a long bang in. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.